energy, and psychological capital on trivial points instead of striving to win the big battles. So, in your real conversations, be willing to lose on small points and trivial arguments. People become more annoyed with you for having to win and be right all the time, even when it doesn't matter. Focus less on winning and more on making a difference. The more other people can be right or win with your idea, the more likely your idea will be accepted. Also, focus on the future and let go of the past. Avoid whining about the past. When you whine, you inhibit your chances to positively affect the future. Your managers tend to view you as annoying and your direct reports as inept. By learning to hold real conversations, you gain more influence, improve your relationships, and get better results. Yes, you want better results. But as Stoker says, your relationships impact your results. Real conversations get real results. One of Stoker's key points, ask questions to increase your understanding, correlates with one of my executive coaching tenets. Have the courage to ask. As a leader, start asking key coworkers for their ideas on what needs to be done. Thank them for their input. Listen to them. Learn as much as you can. Incorporate the ideas that make the most sense and follow up. As Peter Drucker said, the leader of the past knew how to tell. The leader of the future will know how to ask. I've reviewed feedback on thousands of leaders. If the item asks people what he or she can do to improve is included in the leadership inventory, it is always near the bottom. As a rule, leaders don't ask. One reason is an inflated ego. When I ask leaders to rate themselves relative to their peers, about 85% of them rank themselves in the top 20%. And performance has little to do with their assessment. When we succeed, we tend to attribute good results to our own motivation and ability and attribute poor results to environmental factors, bad luck, or random chance. When we overrate our own performance and knowledge, we easily justify not asking others for their input. As a coach, I encourage my clients to ask, listen, and learn from everyone around them. Improving your interpersonal relationships need not take a lot of your time. It does require having the courage to ask for people's opinions and the discipline to follow up and do something about what you learn. That's the essence of real conversations. Marshall Goldsmith. Marshall Goldsmith is the New York Times best-selling author of Mojo and What Got You Here Won't Get You There. Introduction. How do you begin? Obviously, you must begin any journey right where you find yourself, but you have to be willing to admit where you really are. If you can objectively assess the effectiveness of your current results, the amount of respect you are currently receiving, and/or the quality of your current relationships, you will begin with a truer sense of where you currently stand. And you will gain a clearer sense of where you want or need to go in communicating and interacting with others. You are the only one who can manage the challenge to change and improve your results. The reason. Why do we need another conversation book? A flurry of conversation books over the past 10 years describe difficult, fierce, crucial, productive, courageous, challenging, and trusted conversations. Obviously, dealing with the topic of improved conversation is an issue that many people feel they need to address. After all, individual and organizational effectiveness is dependent upon everyone being able to talk about what matters most. The existing literature seems to lack something, or there wouldn't be so many attempts to readdress the topic. Something about the content simply is not working. Some books are too theoretical. They provide wonderful explanations of models or constructs, but offer little by way of practical application or feeling. You might say that they use lots of head stuff, but not enough heart or hands. Other works are too mechanical. They provide helpful instructions.